Greeting fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Welcome to the 42nd meeting of Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. My name is Ravinder Kaur. Being the sergeant at arms for the meeting, it's my pleasure to be the first speaker today. The first club mission of the Toastmaster International is we provide a sportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Next, come to the 3 ground rules of the Toastmaster International. As a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, politics, and religions. So please refrain from discussing these topics. Second rule is please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. And third and last, please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. With a huge round of applause, let's welcome the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Raj Bharat.
Thank you so much, Ravinder, the Sergeant at Arms, for today's meeting for great warm start. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to this meeting number 42 of Chalk and Duster Toastmasters Club. I wish to share a great happy news that Chalk and Duster Toastmasters Club has achieved the distinguished status just previous day. So heartily congratulations to all the members of the club who made this a great success there. I welcome everyone in this meeting. Before going ahead, I would like to have any guest who wish to introduce yourself who are joining very first time to Chalk and Duster Club.
Yeah, hi. Let me turn on the camera. Okay, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Sravanthi. I'm a IT professional, and so my manager actually told me that you can join any of the Toastmasters so that I can improve my communication skills and leadership skills. That's why I'm here, and I got your details from Facebook. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Great. Welcome, Siva, for this meeting. Definitely. Toastmaster will going to help you a lot to develop more confidence in speaking. Welcome to the meeting, Siva.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome, great. Anyone else who wish to introduce yourself who are joining very first time today? Nalini or Manoranjan?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, hi, this is Nalini. Hello, everyone. So this is my first meeting. Eventually, after, I've got 2-3 emails, but I somehow was not able to come for that. So today I have got this lucky chance to, meet all of you. And I'm a spoken English and personality development trainer, but I have heard of this thing from my students only. Most of them are from South India, like from Tamil Nadu. So they are very much interested in this platform. So I, thought that I should go and have a chance to see how it goes here. And I think it would be great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much, Nalini, for becoming this part of this meeting today. I believe this will be valuable for you, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Great. We will connect with the guest further during last segment of the meeting now, and let's continue with the further segments. And let me invite Master of Ceremony for today's meeting, Toastmaster Lucky Tatwa, who will take this meeting forward. Toastmaster Lucky Tatwa is an author, trainer, founder of playmytrainings.com, and president of his Chalk and Duster Toastmasters Club. The stage is all yours, Toastmaster Lucky Tatwa.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Raj. A very warm welcome. Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to all eminent guests and Toastmasters here present today from various parts of the world. I'm extremely euphoric to welcome you all. The speciality of this club is that this club is full of trainers, coaches who are great at even speaking and learning and growing. together. So this is a wonderful platform, and we are here from various parts of the world. So that's the beauty of this club. So again, a very warm welcome to all of you from various parts of the world. So without taking any further time, because I have been told by our presiding officer before the meeting itself that I need not waste any time, and I must get on the agenda of the day quickly, because we have got very important sessions today. So let me quickly get on to the agenda, and that is, today we'll be having 2 speeches and 1 masterclass. Normally we also have table topics, but today we won't be having that. So the sequence to quickly take you through is that, first of all, we will have the 2 speeches, then we will have their evaluation, timers report, masterclass, and finally we will have the award and closing session. So that's how we will have the agenda today. So now let me invite the timer of the day, Mr. Pradeep Shetty. Toastmaster Pradeep Shetty is a mindset transformation coach. He coaches on how to have a great positive mindset. Let me tell you, my dear friends, that by listening to Toastmaster Pradeep, we get positive vibes, and it's always a delightful experience to listen to him. Welcome, Pradeep Shetty, Toastmaster Pradeep Shetty. Stage is all yours. Please share the rules of timing.
Thank you very much, our President, Toastmaster Lucky. Thank you very much for that warm introduction, telling that I am very positive. Thank you very much. Thank you. By being that, I will try to be more positive. So let's go ahead. So greetings, Mr. and Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speaker. We don't have a table topic speaker, of course. We have the formal speeches and the masterclass along with the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and the red display behind me during specific times. So for today, we have an icebreaker speech by Suvarna. And for that, it is between 4 to 6 minutes for that speech. So at the end of 4 minutes, a green card would be displayed. At the end of 5 minutes, a yellow card. And at the end of 6 minutes, a red card would be displayed. We have a second speaker, who is our Chakradhar Dikshit. The time taken would be 5 to 7 minutes. So at the end of 5 minutes, it will be a green display, a green card. At the end of 6 minutes, a yellow display. At the end of 7 minutes, a red display. For evaluators, it will be 2 to 3 minutes. So at the end of 2 minutes, there will be a green card display. At the end of 2.5 minutes, a yellow card display. At the end of 3 minutes, it will be a red card display. So thank you very much, Mr. and Madam Toastmaster. Over to you, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Lucky. It's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep. So now I would like to get on the speeches quickly, because we have very important session today lined up. So first of all, I would like to call upon the evaluator of our first speech. The evaluator of our first speech is DTM Von Eric. He is a distinguished Toastmaster. He's a speaker, facilitator, trainer, mentor, author, and very importantly, as he shares, that he is a dreamer, and also he is his father and a husband. And that is a wonderful introduction as he shares about himself. I would like to add here that he is not only a dreamer, but he is a mentor for many of us here to dream bigger things. And that is, personally, I'm experiencing a lot of growth and lot of progress with him being our mentor at this club. So with that short note, I would like to invite DTM Von. Guests here, Please join our hands and welcome DTM Juan. Over to you. Juan, are you here?
Yes, just came in. Okay, thank you, Madam President, and our dear Master of Ceremony for tonight. Tonight, I will have the opportunity to evaluate our first speaker, Subarna, and I believe this is her icebreaker speech. I don't have that much objective, but we all know that icebreaker speech is only 4 to 6 minutes. And I'm honored to evaluate you because I always love first speech or the so-called icebreaker speech. Over to you, Madam President. And
Thank you, DTM Juan. So our first speaker, I'm delighted to share that Suvarna Nagendra. She has got two wonderful, things that she loves, and we all love that, the same thing, and that is traveling and cooking. She mentioned that she has completed 6 trekking in last 1 year. And that's just awesome. I can't think about it. I mean, that's a great introduction that she shares, and I'm inspired with that. She loves to create cooking YouTube videos. So we will learn a lot about cooking from her too. I'm already feeling hungry, but of course, before feeling hungry, I'm right now hungry about learning, about listening to wonderful speeches from our speakers today. So her speech is about her introduction. So Suvarna Nagendra, please come on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and let's welcome Suvarna Nagendra.
Hello everyone. Today, I Googled myself. Don't take me wrong, I Googled my name. And I found few results. The first result was Suvarna Karnataka. I felt so proud that my name is associated with my state. I scrolled on a bit and I found Suvarna News and Suvarna Saudha. So again, I felt happy that my name is associated with a TV channel and also with a famous building. I scrolled on a bit. I found Swachha Suvarna Karnataka. It was a name given for a garbage truck. I felt little upset, but still I felt amazed with the wide variety usage of my name. Hello, my and guests. I'm Suvarna Nagendra, and I'm working in one of the MNC company as Deputy Manager Operations. Don't take me wrong again, not operations that doctors do at hospital. I'm into the management side. I was brought to this world by my parents around 13,870 days ago. Are you trying to guess my age? Keep guessing. There is a little story behind my name. My parents kept my name as Suvarna and my father's name is Nagendra. So automatically I got the name as Suvarna Nagendra. During my school days, one of my teacher asked the entire class to find out the meaning of the names, meaning of our names. Obviously, we didn't have Google at that time, so I had to run to my mom to ask the meaning of my name. She said gold. I felt so proud, so happy that my name is Gold. I was very excited to share this information with all the class members and also with my teacher. But unfortunately, next day, teacher did not talk about that topic, but still, I went to her after the class and I told her that meaning of my name is Gold. She said, wonderful. Now, go ahead and find out why did your parents named you as Gold or Suvarna? So again, I was a little confused, but I thought they might have kept my name as Suvarna because I'm very precious to them, because I was aware that gold is very precious. So again, I went to my mom, asked her, why did you name me as Suvarna? To my surprise, she said, I don't know. Your father suggested go and ask him. I still had the thought that I'm very precious to them. So I went to my dad and asked him, why did you name me as Suvarna? He said, when you were just 2 months old, we had been to a movie called Suvarna Setuve. And the movie was awesome. Even after coming back home, the same thoughts were in my mind about that movie. So I thought, let me keep my daughter name as Suvarna. Really, I was so surprised, shocked that my name is kept after a movie because I had completely different thought. But still, I didn't want it to reveal this secret to my classmates and teacher. So I went ahead and told them that my name is kept as Suvarna because I'm very precious to my parents. This is how I got my name as Suvarna Nagendra. Now let me ask all of you a question. How many of you love cartoons? Chota Bheem, Shin Chan, Tom and Jerry? Most of you love, right? Even I love. So that's why I took an interest to learn something called as whiteboard animation. So I do create whiteboard animation videos, and it has become my passion from last 2 years. So if you want to know more about whiteboard animation, you know whom to contact now. So this is about my introduction. Now I want to give a brief about why did I join Toastmasters. Even from my school days, I was very introvert. I never used to speak much. I never used to share my thoughts. And during my high school days, it became much more worse. I became completely mute because I was shifted from Kannada medium to English medium, and I was very, very afraid of talking in English. I had a lot of struggle in passing my schooling and college, and even in corporate world, I had a lot of struggle. That is the main reason why I joined Toastmasters, so that I can polish my communication skills and improve my confidence level. And I'm sure with all the guidance and support of this team, I'll be able to succeed in that. Thank you everyone for this opportunity.
Awesome, awesome. That was wonderful introduction, Suvarna. We got to know so much more about you. So now we know whom to contact for whiteboard animations too. It always interests me too, but I didn't have the patience, to go through all the learning process of that technology. I'm a little off technology. All right, so great, wonderful. A big round of applause for Suvarna. Round of applause. So friends, let me share the feedback link of Suvarna, and we will have a 1 minute of silence, and I request all of you to please fill the form of feedback for Suvarna. All right, so let's move on to the next speech of the day. And for that, I would like to invite the evaluator of the second speech, and that is Toastmaster Pitambaran. Toastmaster Pitambaran introduces himself as a passionate Toastmaster who takes every opportunity to learn new things. Again, I would like to add here that he is a passionate Toastmaster, and also above that, he is a passionate mentor to all of us. We have learned and we are learning many things. So he not only takes every opportunity to learn, but in fact, he takes every opportunity to make us learn also. So with that quick introduction, over to you, Toastmaster Pitambaran. Please come on stage and share about the next speech. Toastmaster Pitambaran, are you here?
Since Pitambaran is not here, he has not joined probably maybe. So I would be
Okay.
the evaluation for Chakradhara's speech.
Okay, okay.
May I request Vaughn if he can take also? Is it possible, Vaughn?
I'm sorry, Raj.
Will it be possible for you to take a Chakradhar evaluation also along with Suvarna?
Absolutely. Okay.
Great, awesome.
I don't
So
have.
over to you, Toastmaster 1, DTM 1.
Thank you very much, dear President. I don't have the objectives, but I'm always
Okay.
ready to evaluate our second speaker's speech tonight.
Okay, so this is the level 3 speech of Toastmaster Chakradhar. Raj, would you like to add anything more about the evaluation criteria or anything?
Yes.
About
Speaker Chakradhar would be attempting final speech of level 3, path effective coaching, and objective of the speech is to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech on general consciousness. I mean, to have to share experience about achieving consciousness while working on some general agreement project. Time 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
all right. So let me introduce Toastmaster Chakradhar. Toastmaster Chakradhar Dikshit is on a mission to train 100,000 new learners for getting 10x memory so that they can become unforgettable for rest of their lives. That's awesome. He is president of World Memory Sports Council, Madhya Pradesh, India. He is an author of 4 books. He is a YouTuber, public speaker, memory coach, speed reading coach, and so many things. It's a long, long introduction and a lot many things to his accolades. And I also read in his introduction that he has memorized the periodic table, and I would take help on that. So that's that. Wonderful accolades to you, Toastmaster Chakradhar. Over to you, Toastmaster Chakradhar.
Thank you, Madam President and Master of Ceremonies. Hope I'm audible and visible to you. Thank you. So I'll start with one question first. Are you an owl, or you an lark, or you are an hummingbird? You may be thinking why I'm asking this question. We are not birds, we are human beings. So why I'm comparing you with birds? You'll get to know that in a while. Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. A very good evening to you all from my side. And I have reached to the consensus just one time in my whole Toastmaster journey when I have presented this masterclass on sleep deprivation, or how should be your sleep, how much you should sleep, why you should sleep that much. If you're not sleeping that much, what can happen to you? What part of your body will not support, or what different diseases can be, or you can become the victim of, you can get affected with those diseases. Hope you will have understood by now that I'm talking about the sleep pattern. Lark, owl, and hummingbirds are the sleep patterns. If you are someone who gets up without an alarm, you don't need an alarm, or you are someone who likes your breakfast most, your breakfast is your it should be your best meal, and if it is not good, you always feel that mood swing, or you're not in a good mood to work. If you are someone who actually at your maximum potential before lunch, and after lunch you may feel sleepy, or you're not in a good, let's say, set of mind to work harder, or you could not reach to your maximum potential after lunch. If you're not a great fan of coffee or tea, you don't drink, don't have maybe 3 or 4 coffees or teas, And finally, if you are someone who has an urge of going to bed at 9 p.m. or maximum by 11 p.m. Sorry, if you go to the bed, you are an lark. So in short, if I have to tell who are a lark are the early birds. They catch the early bird. Now coming to the owl. Who are owl? If you are a big fan of coffee, if you are having gallons of coffee, if you are someone who after multiple alarms, even after multiple alarms, you want to leave your bed, want to sleep even more, and keep putting back your alarms, or you have put an alarm at 7:05, then 7:10, then 7:15, then 7:20, every 5 minutes duration. So you could be an owl. And being an owl is not bad, because owls are someone who are at their maximum potential at 6 p.m. or after. They are someone who likes their dinner most, who love their dinner. And if their dinner is not good, they're not going to get a good sleep. And actually, they get good sleep? Yes, they get, but then they get that sleep at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. They won't be able to sleep before 1 a.m. So this is the difference between an owl and a lark. But are we all are a lark or an owl? No. There are only 30% lark or owls are there. Remaining 70%, who are they? They are hummingbirds. They are either lark or they are an owl. So can I get some answers in the chat box about who feel that they are an lark or they are an owl? Can I ask each and everybody to type down their responses? Pradeep Shetty is saying he's an owl. Ravinder Kaur is a night owl. We all are 17 here and leaving me. I need 16 responses. DTM Sravanthi is an owl. Imran Talukdar is also an owl. You work for a US company. Great. It's a great excuse, but then also I'll take it. I'm an owl and also an early riser. Both great. So you are a hummingbird. DTM one, you are a hummingbird if you are the combination of both. I have some guests also. So you also can put your responses here. Great. Thank you very much. So my purpose of this speech was to reaching the consensus, and you are giving responses. So this is something which actually bring you, or you can tell about yourself that you are an owl or you're a lark or you're a hummingbird. And my purpose of reaching that consensus and getting to know about us, what is our sleeping pattern and how much we should sleep. So if you want a good rest, my topic is renewal is the best rest. So if you are taking rest properly, then your mind will work best. So you should know your sleeping pattern and you should take minimum 6 to 8 hours of rest. Anytime you're sleeping, if you're sleeping at 1 a.m., you should get up not before 8:30 or 9 a.m. If you are going to bed at 11 p.m., you should sleep up to 5 or maximum 6 p.m. And this is all about my speech. I have reached to the consensus, which I think now I leave it to the audience if they have got their sleeping pattern or not. So thank you, and over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chakradhar. That was a wonderful explanation of what we are and we can be. Great to know that, yes, we all fall in all these three categories. So let me share the feedback link and let's share our feedback using this link. I'll keep silence for a minute. Okay, so now let's move on to the next part of the meeting today, and that is the evaluation of both the speeches. So for the first speech evaluation, I would like to call DTM 1, and of course, for the second speech also, DTM 1. So let's start with the first speech evaluation. Over to you, DTM 1.
Thank you again, our dear President. Subarna, thank you very much for your speech today. I thought this was a icebreaker speech, but I think you're a great speaker. So I don't think this is an icebreaker. I've been listening to you and I love how engaging you are. What makes you unique is your story. I love the title. And of course, we are the only person who can tell our story very well. So great job for sharing your story. Thank you for the gift. Because of that gift, I'm going to give you a gift as well. I thought you're good when you mentioned to us that story. I Googled my name. That was very engaging and you catch my attention. You Googled your name? Okay, I'm going to Google my name too as well, probably after this evaluation. Okay. You were amazing and valiant. Amazing because you are full of wonder and excitement. I love your enthusiasm. Very enthusiastic. You are radiant. You emanate light and joy to us tonight. One thing that you want to work on and challenge yourself next time in your next presentation is probably this one. I noticed that you always like this. And this is for everyone too. What does it mean? Great speaker don't want to have that barrier. And clasping your hand is a sign of barrier. You are putting that wall between you as a speaker and to your listeners. So if possible, avoid clasping your hand. If that is part of your speech, that's great. But it's not part of your speech, learn to calm your arms and hands in your sideways. But you have a great hand gestures. I love that. It's just that for me, you are transitioning your hands, clasping your hands, and then great gestures. So probably if you can challenge yourself, avoid clasping your hands. Overall, great speech. I learned that your name means gold, and you are gold tonight. Great job. You're a great speaker. Keep speaking. Over to you, Madam Master Sravanthi.
Thank you, DTM 1. So that was wonderful evaluation, and we all could learn this very important aspect that we should not have the barrier. And of course, Suvarna learned so many things and you did great. Thank you, DTM 1. Over to you once again for the next evaluation.
Thank you, dear President. I'm representing my great friend, PB. He's not here. I'm sure Chakradhar, he will give you great evaluation tonight, but I'm representing him. And I'm honored to be the next evaluator to representing our dear friend, PB, my brother, PB. I'm actually looking forward to hear from him too, but yes. Chakradhar, thank you very much. I like how you engage your audience every time you speak. You ask questions and then you said, put that in the chat box. That's powerful, very powerful. You are a powerful speaker. You are an engaging speaker because you let your audience participate in your speech. Very well done. I think everyone of us here will going to emulate that one. Great one. Again, something that you want to improve on next time and something that you want to challenge yourself. Same thing with my evaluation to Subarna. I also noticed that clasping of hands. I really don't know if that's a part of your speech, but for me, I thought when you join your hand together, it's like because there are some part of your presentation that you are not comfortable. So that's for me, that's my thought. When I give evaluation, what affects me? And sometimes every time that I always observe speakers, I don't know, but why are we always doing this? Okay. I learned this from the World Champion of public speaking. I considered him my favorite world public speaking champion. I can't even pronounce his name. He's from Sri Lanka. You know, his speech title is "I See Something," and that's what I see something tonight. The two speakers is always clasping their hand. Again, great speakers. Thank you, my dear friend Sravanthi. Dhananjaya Heterachi. He mentioned great speakers avoid that barrier. Great speakers avoid that invisible barrier between you and your listeners. Again, overall, I love how you emphasized your presentation about the importance of sleep. I'm learning a lot from you because I have a problem in sleep. I have sleeping disorder. That's why I'm both an owl and an early riser. If I sleep at 4 a.m., I can still wake up at 5 or 5:30 because I'm both. Thank you very much. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, Toastmaster One. It's a pleasure to hear from you, and I'll definitely going to include whatever you have told today, and definitely I'm going to get rid of this bad habit very soon. Yes, thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks once again, DTM One. Thank you for your wonderful evaluation. Now we would have the timer. So I would like to invite Toastmaster.
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Lucky. So the time taken by both the speakers and the evaluator won, I'll be letting you know. The first speaker, Suvarna Nagendra, she took 5 minutes and 16 seconds. It was an icebreaker speech. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Chakradhar Diksh, he took 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Coming to the evaluator, for both the speeches, the evaluator was DTM One. So for the first speech, he took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. For the second speech, DTM One, he took 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Thank you very much. Over to you, Master of Ceremony, Lucky Daftar. Thank you.
Thank you, Tos. Now it's the time for the masterclass. The masterclass that we all were waiting for long. And for this particular masterclass, which is about the pathways on this platform of Toastmasters, we have here with us DTM Sravanthi Vallampati. Any words from me would be less to introduce her, because she is speaker, and she, with her speech, with the way she carries the sessions, she teaches a lot. She's from Ohio, USA. She says that she joined Toastmaster for speaking practice, but she stayed for the enormous value and incredible friendships that she got. And that's what even I'm experiencing by joining Toastmaster. Already, we are such a great group of people here, and we get to know people like DTM Sravanthi and all our mentors. She is member of 6 clubs. She has served at almost all the officer roles. And she is the area director, division director, program director. She has served at all these roles. Program quality director, district director. She is club sponsor, mentor, coach, youth leadership program coordinator, pathways guide, and currently serves as the corporate club license for our district. Okay, for her district. She is an incredible optimist. She reveals in all things Toastmasters and believes in of ourselves and the ever-evolving world around us. So that's wonderful. She has found clarity, connection, confidence from Toastmasters, and that's what we learned from her. So without wasting any time on speaking anything which will be less as an introduction from us for her, I would hand over the stage to DTM Sravanthi. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome DTM Sravanthi.
Hear me? Are you able to hear me? Thank you. Thank you.
DTM Sravanthi. Yes, now we.
Thank you for that wonderful and very humbling introduction. Lucky, my dear friends, are you ready? I hope you are. I hope you are. Because at the heart of the Toastmasters program is the Toastmasters education program, which we very endearingly call the Pathways Education Program. So how many of you did any kind of homework coming into today's session? There have been messages, there is a ton of resources outside of our WhatsApp group, emails I'm sure you're getting from Toastmasters International. So let's be honest, how many of you have clicked on a link, spent at least 10 minutes reading about Pathways, signed up for Pathways, and or done anything to go beyond your assigned role for this meeting? Anyone? How many of you did? Okay, don't be bashful. If you did not, it's okay. That's where we start. So from today, I need a promise from you. A promise that you will do just a little more than what your assignment is every single day of being a Toastmaster. Let's let that sink in. I will repeat it once again. Let's make a promise to ourselves and to each other, every one of our friends within and outside this meeting room, that we will learn just a little more than what we are assigned or signed up to learn. I say this because I am incredibly qualified as a person who has failed a few times because she did not keep her promise to herself or others. You see how that can happen? So when you enter a room, regardless of what you're talking about, you can speak with authority only when you show that commitment to continuous learning. Anything I give you is available on, like I said, toastmasters.org, through your mentor, a lot of links that you get shared left, right, and center in WhatsApp groups, email, social media, anywhere and elsewhere. So why am I doing this? It's not necessarily to share information, to have you think about information and the knowledge that you're going to gain today in this next 40 minutes a little differently. And I say this at the beginning of every session, because my friends, with all the speeches that we've heard so far in the many meetings that we've had before and after we chartered, you know that the information that is being presented to you is available elsewhere. But why then do we invest in listening to others? Because it's where we see, number one, commitment at play. That means commitment is at display. People are showing commitment. They want to tell their stories better. And who else can tell your story better than you? Just like my friend Vaughn here said, no one can tell your story better than you. So with that brief introduction and a little bit of riling up of senses, let's get started. How many of you, and this is going to be conversational, as I said, and I hope you're prepared for some quick conversation. That way we will make better use of our time together. If you're not on video, that's okay, but I would love 100% participation in the pathways, in the chat window. Please, please help me out. How many of you are yet to pick a path? I'm looking at the chat or raising. You have not picked a path, yet to pick a path. You have not picked a path. So I know Ravinder,
Yes,
Pradeep,
yes.
Lucky has already picked a path, right, Lucky? No, not yet. You've been giving speeches without a path. I hope you're keeping a record. I can't hear you.
Yeah, that was not on the platform, but yes, otherwise I've been giving speeches based on the path.
Okay.
I've not picked up on the platform yet.
Okay, you have not picked up on the platform. So let's get started at the very beginning. I'm going to assume that all of you are brand new to Toastmasters. I know some of you are not, but I'm going to assume and speak a little quickly. That way we can get through the intro structure, and then I will dive a little deeper into pathways. Are you with me? Sound like a plan? Okay, this is how it's going to go. Mine is not a formal speech, and I don't make formal speeches. I love to speak. So please put your questions. I'm actively monitoring the chat. If you have not picked a pathway, this means no problem. http://www.toastmasters.org. Click on that link and humor me. Go there. And here is a quiz. And I hope someone's timing me. When did I start? I think I started at 11:15, 11:14, something like that. I have 45 minutes, am I told? Am I right? Okay, excellent. Okay, here is a quiz for you. How many members does Toastmasters International have as of today? Take a guess. Come on, light up the chat window. How many members does Toastmasters International have as of today? The last time I asked this question, the number was a little higher than this. 2 years ago when I asked this question, see, now you're searching. I said, take an honest guess, don't search. Okay, 4 lakhs, okay. 1,000, is that correct? Okay. See, if you're searching, I said, let's be honest, correct? That's the first requirement, no searching. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm asking you these questions. I'm guessing that's 300,000, Ravinder? Okay. Exactly right. Whether you looked it up or not, we have exactly 300,000 members. The last time I asked, it was 325. 2 years ago when I asked, it was 367,000. So you see, we've lost some members over the last 2 years. That's a significant percentage of membership. Okay, how many countries is Toastmasters in? Oh, if you found that page, you know the answer, right? We are in 149 countries. The last time I asked this question 2 years ago, we were in 143 countries. We've made progress. We've decreased the number of clubs, but we've made progress. Okay, 149 plus. Guess why I asked this question? Anyone? Why did I ask these questions? I'm here to talk about pathways, right? But why did I ask you these questions?
Because the first thing which we say in our meeting, when we introduce about the Toastmasters, we say this thing, that how many members are there, how many countries are there, how many.
You probably do. Very, very good. But more than that, let me tell you why. And this is how I have grown and learned. I've been a Toastmaster only for 9 years. Only, I say only for 9 years because I know people who've been Toastmasters for 40 years, 40, right? I say this for a reason. You've been attending meetings. You should have gone and poked around on all these links every single day. You should have, right? You didn't have to wait to be asked today. And this is what you will do with pathways, correct? I'm going to share my screen, if you will allow me, and we're going to get started. Let me know when you see it. Take this inspiration with you. I did not want to put you on the spot, but you were put on the spot and you did not come through, correct? That means that we all have work to do. We all have a lot of work to do. Are you with me? Okay, so this is all about Toastmasters. So I urge all of you to go poke around, click on each and every one of these links here. So next time you appear as a Toastmaster in front of anybody, guess what? You can speak with confidence and you can say, I am a proud member of Toastmasters International, and here is why. Here are all the benefits. Here are all the barriers you can overcome. We are in 149 countries, and put some breath into your throat when you say that, right? Be proud, be proud. Okay, I have a few windows open here. If you're looking at your own club, which I hope you know how to look at your club. And this, I'm going to put it in the chat very quickly. I want you to poke around here too, and I want you to somehow tell me how to get here. But most important of all, if you're on this page of toastmasters.org, right, click on Pathways, please. Just click on Pathways. And let me know, please put it in the chat if you have questions as we go. Okay, we are representing an organization, exactly, right? This is Pathways. Pathways, 3.5 years ago, when it was introduced, replaced a traditional program that Toastmasters International had, where there were two parallel structures, one for communication and one for leadership. It was called Competent Communicator, and then we had a manual for that had 10 speeches, starting with breaking the ice to inspiration, right? And then we had a Competent Leader manual that also had 10 speeches that started with, the first project was listening, right? You listen, and it had you take on different roles, you listen, to project 10, where you are serving different roles, you're taking on different projects, you're helping the club, you're helping the district, you're conducting events. So you see how they were two separate paths, one for communication and one for leadership. The Toastmasters program hadn't been revived in decades. So what they did was they overhauled the entire program. They took a holistic look and said, we are going to come up with a program that harmoniously melds the communication and leadership paths, while achievement of the Distinguished Toastmaster Award, which is the ultimate award that Toastmaster International bestows on anyone, a separate entity. Is that clear in everyone's mind? I'm providing context to approach this. I agree. It was my favorite too. I have a few CCs and CLs myself. I've done it many, many times over. Fantastic resources. If you ever want to get a hold of the content, please let me know. I can take pictures or copy and send you if they're not available already. So if you go down, and if you have not watched this, my friends, I will keep repeating this. Continuously learn. If you have never clicked on this, I'm not going to click on it for you. You will click on it yourself, and you will go and look at it next time. If you look at the paths and projects, when Toastmasters was first introduced, they introduced us to 11 different paths. A lot of us get this confused, and I think if you're looking on Facebook, you will see that people do not like it, and Toastmasters International does not appreciate it. Path is this. Pathways is the program itself. Are we clear? We have 11 paths in the Pathways program. So far? All right. Then some of you might wonder, and I want to take a moment to thank my friend Raj here for providing me a nice outline as to how I should go about this. So we know the significance of Pathways. It gives you a nice roadmap for how you want to go about your education program. I provided you with a little bit of context of how this Competent Communicator and Competent Leadership paths were two parallel paths, and the Pathways program harmoniously melded the two together, correct? With me so far. The competencies, we will get to those, but these are the paths. Now you might wonder, how do I select a path? Take a guess. How would you select a path? You're looking at all of this, right? And if you clicked on it, if you clicked on these tiles, you will go into the explanation, and I already have this open for you. Okay, these are all the competencies, but we'll get there in just a second. How would you pick a path? Anyone, take a guess. For those of you who picked a path, tell me why you picked a particular path. And please share, please share. Your conversation helps me too. I learn every single day. So please tell me, how did you pick a path?
The area that you want.
After taking skill assessment, self-assessment test.
Skill self-assessment. It is a very non-scientific, very basic skill assessment. Excellent. Ravinder, is that how you say your name, or do you go by Ravi?
It's the same, Ravinder Kaur.
Ravinder, very nice, very nice. Excellent. So Ravinder said she took the assessment, right? You told me what you did. You didn't tell me why. I'm asking the why. Why did you pick a path? So it came up with 3 or 4, whatever recommendations for you. And you just said, I'm going to click on one. Is that what you did? Most of us do that, correct? For those of you who are picking your next path, or for those of you who are brand new, have never picked a path, why would you pick a particular path? All of these sound pretty exciting, right? They're super, super exciting. You can't go wrong with any of them. But why would you pick a path? I want to challenge you.
I was thinking that probably the area that we want to develop.
Area you want to develop. Fantastic. Keep your answers brief. Excellent answer. What else? Area you want to develop is one. What else? So develop can be interpreted 2 ways. Develop means I know a little bit about it. I think I'm okay with it. I want to build on it. Correct? That could be development, right? Develop could also mean that I have no clue what this area is. That could also be development, correct? So it could be new, or you could be building on something you already know. And where do you get that information? More often than not, we get information from 2 sources. One source is from within. We know that we want to learn something new, or we know that we want to build on something. And the other, which I don't think we pay attention to a lot when picking paths, is also what feedback are you hearing from people? Where are your gaps? Where are your learning deficiencies? How do you want to grow in those areas? Don't mind the people who just give feedback because they can give feedback. No, I'm not talking about those people. Whether you're in a profession, whether you're in a Toastmasters meeting, whether it is in interpersonal relationships, there are areas where you constantly hear patterns where people are telling you that you need to build in a certain area. So that could be one of the reasons why you want to pick a path, right? And last but not least, and I'm all about this, and I'm going to look at the chat in just a second, my friends, those of you who are sharing. Last but not least, I will tell you this, and we don't focus on it enough. Nearly enough is your own strength. What are you already good at? Take it to the next level and leave it there. Please take note of this. I say this again. Anytime people tell us to focus on our opportunities, they're saying they're encouraging you to learn something new. But I will tell you, you will go far farther with your strengths than you will ever with your opportunities. So I want you to take a moment to also think about your strengths. Am I really good at motivational strategies? Do you think I am? I'm really good at motivating people? See, that was my first path I ever picked. You see, I was already good at it. I wanted to polish it off, put the bow on it, and let it go. My first path in the 8 paths that I'm pursuing, or 7 have completed, was motivational strategies. I knew I was already good at it. You see, that's the approach I took. But I introduced you to 4 other approaches that you can take, including the one that Ravinder just shared, correct? You can just take the assessment and say, I really don't care. Like Sravanthi said, you can't go wrong with any path you pick. So truly, you cannot go wrong with any of these paths you pick. Is this helpful? Just to give you a perspective. Okay, now let's see. Chakradhar said, area in which I want to excel and improve. Excellent. I feel confident when I'm going to apply in the real world. I love that. If any of you has looked at the pathways pre-assessment, for each of these paths has a pre-assessment. So they ask you a bunch of questions, anywhere from 3 to 5 to 7 to 9 questions, correct? And the last question is always the most important one. Do you know how this applies to your life outside of Toastmasters? If you pay attention to no other question, my friends, I want you to pay attention to that question. What we learn in Toastmasters, what we do in Toastmasters, what we accomplish within Toastmasters is only valuable and relevant when we take it outside of Toastmasters, right? When we practice, when we preach, when we persuade people, let us do that outside of the meeting room, because the rest of us already know this stuff, right? We can start using it here, but we really put it into practice and get to the next level of our life's journeys and help others, impact others in better ways outside of the meeting room. So motivation strategies is my favorite. And my favorite for more than one reason, right? My friend Vaughn, it is because anything that we move, whether it is a small canoe or a big ship. We move because we are humans and we have to move humans. Canoes and ships don't move themselves. Humans move them. So unless you understand motivation, you can't even begin to move anything, right? So that's why I took motivational strategies. Outside that, I'm already good at motivating myself and others. So I'm one of those people who's intrinsically motivated, but you don't have to pick that. But you can consider these 4 or 5 different approaches for how you want to pick a path. Okay, excellent. And now let's talk a little bit. So any questions so far? Number one, I want to know is, am I speaking too fast? Because we have a lot to cover. I want to make sure that I give you what you need just to get started. Then we can do a follow-up session at a later date. That way we can get more questions answered. Is this helpful? Yes? Is the pace okay? Am I going too quickly? Should we stop for a minute to take questions? Does anyone have questions? It's not a bad idea to start with something that I wouldn't say you're not good at, you're unfamiliar with. Let's change our phraseology a little bit in Toastmasters. We are not good at anything. We are less familiar. We are less equipped. We are less inspired at different things, right? That's a great way to self-message. You're not good. You're good. You're fine. All right. Pace is absolutely good. Okay, thank you. Juan is a distinguished Toastmaster, so he might find my pace okay because we are a little advanced in our tenures. So I wouldn't assume that it's okay for you, but please, like I said, I am what you see is what you get. This is me. If something is not working for you, unless you tell me, I may not realize it because I really think everyone thinks at the pace that I do, but I know that you don't. So please let me know if I don't. All right, so these are the 11 paths. As you will see right here, if you did not read it already, please take a moment to read it. There are 5. With the addition of electives, members have the flexibility to cover all core competencies with each path. But there are 5 core competencies that are sprinkled across all of these 11 paths, not pathways, correct, paths, not pathways. So we need to get our terminology correctly. Okay, 11 paths. So all of these 5 core competencies are sprinkled across. Now do you, and I'm a data person, so do you see something on this one pager that jumps out at you? Is there something you're seeing curiously jumping out at you? Come on, challenge yourselves to think quickly.
And number written on the right side.
Numbers written on the right side. What about those numbers? What about those numbers? That's correct. Numbers are written on the right side. What about those numbers? Anyone? Come on, it's easy. What's that?
Stays.
Okay, all of these. So it's dynamic leadership says it's covering 4 competencies. So management is not part. It may be covered here and there, but management is not the focus, correct? Did you get that from dynamic leadership, for example? But there is one thing. I am going to challenge you to think quickly. I need all of you to think really quickly. That should be jumping out at you without any attention. Come on.
1 and 5 is common in both.
Thank you. You see, speaking in front of an audience and math confidence building are common in all of these. So if you're going to say, I don't know if I want to be a coach, I want to pursue effective coaching, but I can only coach one-on-one, it's not going to work, right? You have to be able to coach, period. Whether it's one-on-one, 1 to 20, 1 to 2,000, doesn't matter. You're going to develop a coaching capability. And as a result of pursuing the 5 levels that are within each path, and we'll go through those as well, right? You are going to end up with a bunch of self-confidence. So these 2 are what I call default competencies, right? They are core. It is better to see a coach, but there is no but. You need to develop this competency, or you will develop this competency, right? You will, through conscious, develop. Mean that you won't be weak in your knees, or you won't have butterflies in your tummy, or your ears won't be warm when you speak in front of public. They will always be there. I'm sitting comfortably. There are still some butterflies in my tummy. And if you touch my ears, you will see that they are warm. But that's okay. That is okay. As long as you set up to do something good and you do your very best, to go about achieving it. It's okay. Do we get that? Am I a great public speaker? Perhaps not, but am I connecting with you? Am I making better use of the 40 minutes? That's really all that matters. That's really all that matters. Public speaking is what you will achieve over time. Any questions on this one pager? And one of the things, and as you look at this and dig a little more, as you look at these paths, one of the is I linger. How many of you love that word linger? I'll put it in the chat for you. I just have this in front of me and I look some more and I keep looking at it for a few minutes. Do you ever do that? This is a life hack. We all have photographic memories. Do that sometime, try it. Just stare at something for some time. You don't need to memorize, you will internalize it. Just stare at it for some time. And you know why I'm saying linger? Because we get in, we quickly read something, read, not study, and we get out. We don't spend enough time on anything anymore. I want you to come back. Do less, but do it well. So that's why I say linger. Stare at something for a little bit longer than you have before, and you will just absorb it. Our minds have the incredible capacities to absorb just like that. So you see, you will never take 3 minutes to answer my question of what is jumping out at those numbers for you next time. You're able to read this. I can reproduce this whole thing in my sleep, right? It's just because I've stared at it enough number of times, that's all. And this particular one, I don't know if I already, would like for you, or lingering in a moment, just a little bit. And I think Raj already shared this with us. This particular one already has the description of all the paths and the competencies. Which one? Pick one. Somebody just pick one, for example. We'll spend a few minutes on one path as an example. Just pick one. Throw one at me.
Effective coaching.
Effective coaching. Excellent one. Effective coaching. And I'm just going to, so every path is designed the same way. So this is a trivia question. How many levels does each path have? Every path is designed the same way. Every path has 5 levels, regardless of which path you choose. There are some commonalities between each of these paths, right? Icebreaker is common. Some of the electives are common. Communication and leadership styles in level 2 are common, right? You will see as you explore. I want you to explore. I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm here to just nudge you enough so you can get inspired and go do the digging yourself. Okay, is that good? Okay, excellent. Level 1 in any path is always about mastering fundamentals. Level 2 in any path is always about learning your style. And I want to pause here for just a second. Fundamentals would be like, I can give an icebreaker without buckling at my knees and sweating bullets. I can speak for about 4 minutes, right? That's all there is to it. There is nothing more. I talk about gardening all the time because that's my favorite thing to talk about. I've given 8 icebreakers on gardening. I still have more to give, right? So you can pick something you're comfortable talking about. Just give an icebreaker, that's all. It doesn't matter, right? Use this lampshade instead of the other lampshade. So use this lampshade, not the other lampshade. Oh, you ask me where you can get it? You can get it at IKEA and it's only $3.99, right? You can make an icebreaker out of that. It can be as simple as that. You do not have to get too technical. Please pick an icebreaker topic that you are comfortable speaking about. Don't try to impress the audience. Just try to express yourself beautifully, wonderfully, authentically. That's all the icebreaker is about. I see a lot of us picking topics where we want to like crush the audience with our knowledge. No, that's not the point. The point is to connect. The point is to have fun. A lot of times nobody even smiles during their icebreaker. And I wonder why they chose that topic. Because if you can't even smile through your icebreaker, I'm not sure what else you can do. Right? So pick something simple. So moving on, learning your style is very, very important because the 2 aspects to being a Toastmaster are what? Communication and
Leadership.
Leadership. So nobody ever expect to impact, influence, or even tickle somebody else if he or she doesn't know herself well. Correct? You cannot imagine bothering anyone else to listen to you if you don't know what you bring to the table, my friends. So level 2 is super important. So please pay good attention to level 2. It will tell you who you are as a communicator or what you bring to the table as a leader. And I want you to go read a little more than what it says here. Read other articles. How many of you read articles every day? I do, at least 3 or 4. And I read about most unrelated topics. It doesn't even matter to me anymore. I look at the style that it's written. I look at some learning a little bit of new, knowledge, nuggets of knowledge. I like how they're telling their stories. I like how they are complementing data with storytelling, right? How they're mixing people, process, data, technology, all of that together. So I look at all those aspects. So encourage yourself to learn about your own style. Level 3 is always about increasing your knowledge, pushing yourself just a little bit more, right? And the same pattern, like I said, in the rest of the 10 paths, you will see the same as you're seeing in effective coaching with a little bit of sprinkling of different electives and different main projects, okay? So as you can see, there is plenty of opportunity for us to stretch ourselves, become better at what we already know, build a new skill, or hold a panel discussion, bring others' perspectives to the table. And each of these you will see, you can do so much more that you haven't had a chance to do. And you can get credit for it. That's the best part, right? And guess what? You can get credit for all of these anywhere else outside this particular meeting room, not just in other Toastmasters rooms. As long as there is one Toastmaster in the audience to evaluate your presence and participation, you can get credit. So you can do all of this outside this meeting room and bring back and present a speech here and say, I did this, let's make connections through networking. Let's say you made connections through networking, you bring back a beautiful speech to this meeting and you get credit for that project, right? You can do that. Level 4 is about building on the skills. So far, you've established your foundations. Level 4, you stretch yourself a little more. You involve others. You learn something new. I created podcasts. I created 5 last year, and I'm on my way to creating 4 more this year. See, I took a chance, right? Demonstrating expertise is you're saying, now I know what coaching means. I know what I bring to the table as a coach, and I've learned a few things about myself that I didn't know before. I have increased my knowledge in the coaching path by taking on certain electives that have really bolstered my courage to be a better coach, correct? I have built on those skills by understanding how to audiences, by understanding what public relations means, what interpersonal communication means. And now I think I'm close to being an expert on this particular path. Does that make sense? Right? So MLIBD, MLIBD. There is no fun way of saying this. Mastering fundamentals, learning your style, increasing knowledge, building skills, and demonstrating expertise. And I want you to pay special attention to that one last keyword here. Demonstrating expertise. Demonstrate means put it into practice. This is where the rubber hits the road. You're saying, I'm ready. So don't rush through this. A lot of us are really, really in a big hurry to achieve awards. And I understand that as a new club, we want to do more, but I want each of you to take your time. Please, I beg you, if that's the only thing you take away from today, this is a learning journey. This is not an achievement journey. My first DTM took me 5 years, 5 full years. Not because I didn't have it within me, but because I was having too much fun doing the things that really let me dig in So achieve, I want you to enjoy. And what journey it is again? Are you paying attention? What journey it is again?
Self-improvement journey.
I just used a word. There's only one thing to do here.
Learning.
It is a learning journey, right? It is a learning journey. I want us to remember that. And what did Ralph Smedley say?
We learn in the moment of.
We
more
learn
the
best when we are having fun, in moments of joy. I want you to remember that. That's why when you have a poker face and you don't smile when you deliver your speeches, I have trouble connecting. Do you see that? I have trouble connecting when you're not enjoying yourself. When I say smile, it doesn't mean you have to be a clown. No. When I don't see that in your eyes and you're just speaking words, I have trouble connecting. And I can bet a bunch of other people do. So please enjoy the learning. Pathways is all about bringing joy to your learning. And a lot of times, given our professional, social, emotional, personal, all of these other goals, we forget to have fun. And when we have fun, we can deliver workshops like this with zero preparation. All I did was take 2 minutes to open all those tabs. That's it. Because you see, I lingered. I took my time learning. And if I don't know something, guess what? The best part about leadership is to say, great point. Let me research it some more and get back to you. You don't have to know everything because you're still learning. You see, that's the best part about leadership. That's the best part about being a communicator. It's not to feel the pressure to know everything, but to continuously learn. Because in this continent of information and knowledge and all the excitement, you cannot possibly know everything anyway, correct? All right, okay. I think we are about, I don't know what time we are at, but I will take questions at this point. And there is one small portion where you can get certificates, you can store away, and I'm sure our last 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. Our officers will let you know, and I can even show you how to get there. If anyone has logged in, please log in. So when I say log in, this is what I mean. I'm going to show you my screen. Click on this login here. And I'm going to ask this question often, and you will see me ask this more. Please let me know if there is anything that I have shared today that, number one, didn't make sense. Number two, posed more questions than the answers that I gave. And number three, a question that, is as a result of what I presented. Please put it in the chat or ask. Okay, do you see this? Do you see the screen? How many of you are with me? Those of you who are not on camera, I cannot see your head nods or see your smiles or hear you. So please let me know if you're following along. If not, that's okay too. I don't want to put you on the spot. Okay, the best way to cheat and get to everything you want to get to is to click on your name. And who doesn't like doing that, right? Just click on your name. This is how I do it. I don't know why this is saying 4 paths, because that's not me. I'm enrolled in 8. Probably it's dividing it by 2. Okay, I'm enrolled in 8. I have no idea why it's doing that. And after the system came back, this is the first time I'm logging in. So you see how you can get a glimpse for everything that you're doing or you have done in the past right here. I won't click on these, but you can see. You probably have not held the office yet, but that's okay if it is blank. But if you look, for some of us who have held many offices, you will see a long list, correct? If you have held offices, you will see a list. If you say how many education awards, for those of you who have achieved, you click and then you will see a list, correct? It will tell you how long you've been a member, what your ID is, how many clubs you belong to. And best of all, if you click in enrolled, it will take you to the paths that you're here. You see, it will take you to all these paths that you're enrolled in, okay? I will take you to the ones I have completed. I'll just click on motivational strategies because it's my favorite one. And I'll give you a glimpse and I'll leave you with this. All right, you see this? 5 levels, as I said, level Just taking a little bit of time. So as you see, there are 5 levels. So I want to leave you with this picture in mind. I want to leave you with this picture in mind so you know what it looks like when you go in. Okay. Any questions? Raj, is this what you had in mind? I did not go through the certificates and stuff. That's something that, number one, you can get certificates for all level completions. After level 3, I think you can, get your managers or whoever you choose to can get intimated. And one last thing that Raj asked me to, and I'm still looking for questions. Some of you are probably trying to message me. I don't see any questions, but please let me know. And the ultimate honor that Toastmasters International places on each of us. And I'm told it's less than 1% of all the 300,000 active members. Over time, it's many, many, many millions, right? That even take this journey that far is 1%. So what does it take to get your DTM, for which you will not? What will you not do to get your DTM? What will you not do to get your DTM? You will not hurry. You will learn, correct? I know we are in a hurry, but I will tell you, the best Toastmasters are the ones who did not rush. This is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Go slow and go steady and you will achieve. Okay, all right. The first thing you will do is to complete 2 paths. You're already getting there, correct? Some of you are starting. Some of you are already in the middle of it. Some of us are a little ahead, but that's okay. The best part about Toastmasters is we are all in parallel paths. It doesn't even matter, right? We are all progressing at our own pace. It is a self-directed, self-paced program, right? We should enjoy. Absolutely. Thank you. And if there are only these few nuggets you take away, all the information is out here, my friends. You didn't need me to show you all this, right? But what I sprinkled in between, a little bit of personal experience and sharing, is what I want you to take away, because that's been valuable for me. Okay, complete 2 paths. That's your first one. Serve as a club officer for 12 months, right? Participate in a club success plan. Some of you are already on your way. Congratulations to all of you. Serve 1 complete term as a district officer, which is area director and above. Area, division, or one of the 7 officers in the district. Okay. Serve successfully as a club mentor or a coach, like Vaughn and I are doing. We are mentoring your club, and we will each get credit for being mentors for 6 months. Right? Some of you who are coaches, hopefully this club won't need a coach, but we can never see how circumstances can change that. A coach is assigned to a club. The difference between a mentor and coach, a coach is assigned to a club when the club is in poor health, right? When the club is in poor health, 12 members or less, and it is struggling to keep up with the demands of its members or membership or education program or other constraints, limitations, and circumstances, then a club is assigned a coach. So someone like me or Vaughn or Raj or one of us, right, when we feel equipped enough, can swoop in, motivate the club members, inspire them a little, support them, hold their hand, give them hugs, and bring them out and make them a successful club. Right? So that's the difference between a mentor and coach. Mentors are assigned to brand new clubs. Coaches are assigned to, I would say, struggling is not the word, less successful clubs. Let's put it that way. All right. Success as a club sponsor. So Raj is a club sponsor, I'm guessing here. So club sponsor is conduct a speech craft or youth leadership. We will talk about this another day, something that's close to my heart. Complete a DTM project, which will stretch you to in ways that you never imagined you could stretch. So take on something big, go for it. This is something you can do, but take your time, enjoy the journey. Okay. That was the last thing Raj assigned me. And you have my contact information. I am alive and kicking all the time. So you let me know how I can help you.
I have a question.
Sure.
So all these 6 things that you mentioned right now, is this in a sequence or is it that anything can be taken up?
Oh, you mean for the DTM?
Yes.
You can take them up in any way, form, or fashion. But like I said, learning is not always in circles, but I want you to take your time. I would encourage you. I don't want you. I would encourage you to take your time feeling fully equipped. like almost fully equipped to do service, right? To serve in a role that you've committed to serve. So let's say, for example, you've assigned, or you, just because you want credit towards your DTM, you are a brand new Toastmaster and you want an assignment to be a club coach. I'm not going to comment on whether you're ready or not. It is up to you to reflect and say, am I even able to help myself or the club that I'm currently in, that I feel equipped enough to go coach another club? Because coaching another club is not easy. I've coached 3 clubs myself. This will stretch you, right? So coaching another club is not easy. And you will get a coach credit, guess when? When the club becomes at least distinguished, right? You will not get credit for hanging with the club. Hanging around in meetings and lingering with the club is not going to get you anywhere. You have to pull the club out, whether it is from hugs or constant support or inspiration or sitting down day and night with them and, having them write out a club success plan and giving them fresh ideas, challenging them to be better. That's what a coach does, right? We cast a net and we say we are there and we inspire people to get better, right? You might have to market the club. You might have to brand the club differently. You might have to challenge the leaders, which I always do. I'm good at challenging people, right? So you have to challenge the leaders. What are you doing? So Lucky, I hope I answered your question. Within yourself, that's why I stressed on level 2, right? Know what you bring to the table. Someday we'll do that session. Do each of you know what you bring to the table? Right? You should be able to say that in a table topic. So what does Sravanthi bring to the table? What does Pradeep bring to the table? What does Imran bring to the table? Remember I talked about strengths? Think about those. And then match those strengths up with the opportunity that you're given or you're looking to achieve. And say, can I really deliver? Or am I just doing it for credit? You can still get credit. You can still make the club distinguished by taking membership after, by pulling your friends and family and getting paper members. That's not how you help. Then that's insincere. That's not how you do your job, right? So I will end it there. I can speak to this all day long, but thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share and get you a little bit on your way to thinking differently about pathways. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. And I'm available. You have my contact info. I love sharing. I love learning. So please let me know if some of this didn't help. And I will definitely do my best to clarify for you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Dee.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
As we were expecting, it was an awesome session. And of course, we learned so many things. In your previous session also that we had 101, the president training, that was also awesome. And that is what I saw here as well. Again, other than the technicalities, you touch on so many things that otherwise we would not have learned. Thank you so much. So I put forward the stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Raj, to please share the awards and the closing speech.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremony Lucky, for this hosting a great session. And thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sravanthi, for such a fabulous incitement, fabulous session, learning session for every one of us regarding pathways, how Toastmasters helps us to develop our skills. Thank you so much, Sravanthi, for that. With this, we have come to the almost final moment of this meeting. I have posted a voting link for best speaker and best evaluator. Kindly take a moment to just vote so that we can decide the best speaker and best evaluator for today. Yes, we have received the response. Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. I have the responses. So regarding the best evaluator, I know both same person, and 3% has voted to, there is a 50-50% for Vaughn. So Vaughn got 50% vote for evaluating Suvarna's speech, and you got 50% vote again for evaluating Chakdhara's speech. So congratulations, Vaughn. And for the best speaker, there is just minor difference between the two speakers, just minor difference, and it goes to Toastmaster Suvarna for delivering her beautiful icebreaker speech. Congratulations, Toastmaster Suvarna. We will have the certificate for you for masterclass speaker Sravanthi for the best speaker and best evaluator 1-to-1 after the meeting. With this, we have come to the almost close of the meeting. So let me announce a few things. Let me take a 1 minute, one last minute. So today, let's congratulate Toastmaster Suvarna for completing her icebreaker speech and taking first step towards public speaking under Toastmasters. Second announcement, Toastmasters Chakdhar is completing today effective coaching level 3. Congratulations, Chakdhar. And officially, we are welcoming Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur as official member of Toastmasters. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur. We will have next meeting on next Saturday, same time with new speakers and new masterclass, and see you there. Officially, we conclude today's meeting. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I stop the recording, and we will take a moment to have few feedbacks from the guests. Thank you so much. We close this.